What's up, guys? This is Naxxion back with another video, and today I have my third place pure Kashtira build for Duelist Advance. I'm going to waste no time and just get right into it. Starting off, you play with the standard 3 Kashtira Unicorn, still an excellent card, 3 Fenrir, and you play your standard 3 Rise Heart, still insane. Love Rise Heart, one of my favorite cards in the game. Yeah, and then I played 2 copies of Ogre. I wanted to see cash names, and while Ogre wasn't crazy with this recent top, Ogre himself was being able to get another body and +1 after using the Unicorn, and the Fenrir did come up. And also, with playing 2 copies, at least with this build, if I know I'm going second, I can side one out, in case I just want to get more, whether I'm siding first or second, I can get more of those cards into the deck. So I played 2 copies of Ogre. Ogre is the GOAT. 1 Scare Cash and 1 Tier Cash, just for names, just for extension. You want to have your cash cards on the field. Tier Cash did come up, but I didn't use its effect to mill. That's so situational, but it is something you can do via burst set. On for the hand traps. 3 copies of Fool, 3 copies of Ash, 3 copies of Droll, and for me, 3 copies of Nib. I wanted to play more hand traps, but I thought this was fine. There's definitely times where I was missing like another playset. Unfortunately, for me, the deck's just not consistent enough to be able to have that much, as you just need other cards to play. But, every time I saw these, I felt really good. Being able to Ash a Branded Fusion is just phenomenal, and being able to banish that later on is great. 3 copies of Pressured Planet Wraithsloth and the 1 Terra. You just do it because you need consistency above anything else with this deck. 3 Theoses. If you're going game 2, side one of these out, and 1 Rise Heart, and you're solid. I want to see cash names. In a Kashtira deck, I just want to play. I want to push it. 3 copies of Kashtira Birth. Still, so long as this card's at 3, this deck will do something. This card is the one of the game breakers for it. And for me, 3 copies of Super Poly. This card is nuts. In Doom of Dimensions, I think that's the set name, we're going to be getting a Super Poly target, which requires a Psychic and an extra deck. And actually, that means when Shangri summons its card, whether it's Ogre, Unicorn, or Fenrir, and you get that effect off. If you have the set Super Poly, you can now go into another monster, which first of all is Interruption, but then also the other card has a negate of sorts. But Super Poly came up so much. Every time I saw this, I felt safe. Whether it was going first and I get Lancet, by the way, it was a horrible decision to play this deck, even though I did get third, is because I forgot Lancet and Chaos Hunter are cards of all time, and they make playing this deck extremely difficult. So until Mouse is out of the format, it's not the best time to play pure cash. Luckily, you have big enough bodies to get over some of that stuff, but still, Super Poly is phenomenal going first and second to set up and add to that board, as right now, board breakers are not, I think, that crazy. I could be wrong, but, with a Mitsurugi Raizio board and all that, being able to protect and all that, I think right now it's just a very solid card. And it won me 2 games because I was sat on this and waited and then waited for the right time to summon it. So, yes, Super Poly is so good right now. Pot of Prosperity. Use it just for consistency and talents. I drew talents so many games, but they never came up. They would shotgun everything and standby and all that. It'll be probably better when Justice Hunters comes out, which cash will be decent in, but nothing crazy. And then for the last in the main deck, I play 1 Prep. Prep won me a game. Going against a branded player, they used Retribution incorrectly. I was able to look and, by that point, they had retrieved Branded Fusion, and yeah. And I also played 1 Big Bang. There was a video of the OCG. Now, granted, the OCG, they have pretty much everything limited and all that, but Big Bang is an extender, and this also did help me win a game against a branded player, because I had 3 zones locked, but they thought I was out of moves. Having hard searched this, they, for whatever reason, didn't give any of this mind. I guess they thought I set an imperm, but the threat of shotgunning this to get 4 zones locked and, all that, and then being able to build the board back after was too good. Also, easy side. Another easy side out. More so than prep for like games 2 and 3. So yeah, I really enjoyed using Big Bang. I still think the card's nuts. For the extra deck, 1 Mud Dragon and 1 Garura. I summoned this all day. Both these are great. I could have probably played more names, but I was just too lazy, and I'm just waiting for Doom more or less for it to come around. I did play the 1 Ruddy Rose Dragon because the on summon is great and the protection effect is good. I was tempted to maybe add the Black Rose, because then even if you get rid of it, you get a 7 on board, but I thought, no, that really doesn't do anything, and in worst case scenario, you have a dead body on board that doesn't do anything, so you can summon this, and that's usually good enough, and being able to force the banishing of everything in the grave for some decks is just a little too good. So yeah, love that card. 1 copy of Kashtira Shangri-Ira. You're never really going to summon this more than once, and Shangri is still awesome. Love Shangri-Ira. Zone locking is fun. 1 copy of number 76, Draco Sack. Card's nuts in this deck. It's so good. Whether you're doing the Heat Soul line or in something I showed with the Gorgon, setting up for that, you have options, and it's a nice versatility for the deck. 1 Dark Armed. This won me a game 2 today. Number 76, Big Eye. Scare Cash, taking an Albion felt really good. I'm playing 2 Red Eyes Flare. I'll probably cut one of this down. As if I had the Gorgon, I would definitely be playing one of that and taking that out, but it's still good. There are some times where you're going to be able to get 2 of this and just burn your opponent to death, and they can't do anything. 1 Typhon, standard. 1 Zeus, didn't really come up, but you still play him. And for the last, I played 1 Lizard Dose, 1 SP, and 1 IP. Again, the IP is more for the Gorgon. I just haven't gotten it in yet, but SP and Lizard Dose were fine. They really did help push before I get locked into Xyz, and still good. Good cards. What can I say? You just play good cards. To the side, I didn't see any of my sides today. I'm going to be straight up honest with you, but the theory, 3 of the Vanity's Fiend. Great card for this deck. Even in conception, you play very low to the ground sometimes, and this just helps with that, so you don't play into as much. I played 2 copies of Ghost Spell and 1 copy of DD Crow. There was another list that was on that said basically I want cards to kind of do the same thing, and I agree with that. It would have been nice to have drawn these, especially since the matchups I had could have been useful, but in online testing, they play way better than what I was able to do at locals today. 1 copy of Shifter. You see it, you don't, whatever, move on. Card's too good. Though that said, with the next format, it will be kind of mixed because, well, it hurts K9 setting up, and it hurts Yummy. It does not do anything to the Vanquish Soul, so for the most part, if they're main decking it, that's a problem. For spells, I played 1 Crossout. For multiple reasons, whether you get nibbed or you get Talenced or like that, Charmy Fualo's Droll, whatever situation. But the reason I wanted to side it versus main decking it, I didn't have another card, but also once your opponent knows what they're doing with that, then they'll prepare accordingly for you. Also helps against board breakers. 2 Lightning Storm, wish I saw this today. Harpies, wish I saw this today. Still good. I play 3 copies of Evenly Matched. Again, would have been great to have seen it, as a lot of the decks that I go against, they just build huge boards, but no way to stop it. And I played Skill Dream. I just said, screw it, I'm going to throw it in. If I see this will help. There's a lot of decks right now that Cash can't do very well against, and being able to have a Skill Drain so you can just go old school Vanilla Beatdown is just a very nice thing that you can do with cash. So, but yeah, that's about it. I know a lot of people are still expecting the Eldlich profile. I haven't had any success with Eldlich in a hot minute. I don't feel like uploading a list that I know is not working or not doing well. I didn't want to cheese that. When I upload something, I typically either have a huge idea for it or I've seen success with it. So I won't upload until I get something that I feel good that I can show and say I did something with. It can be so easy to just put a profile out there and just leave it like that, but for me, I feel an obligation to give you the best. I don't want to, for all the shortcuts I take on my channel as it is, the one thing I don't is, at least with how I present myself and the decks I have. So I'm still testing out the Eldlich. I'm still testing out Nouvelle. I'll be able to start Monarch soon, so there will be all that going for it. But this week, I just figured I'd go straight back to basics, back to pure cash after not playing it for a while. Thinking to myself, maybe Regenesis Cash is better, but I don't have any of the real Regenesis cards, so I just went with one of my favorite decks of all time, and Pure Cash still has it, and even though its age is showing remarkably, the deck is still great. It's not the best format, like I said, because Malice is in it, but solid. Good time to play it regardless. If you know what you're doing, it's not the end of the world sometimes, but the one thing that you'll probably get frustrated with is just you're not as consistent as other decks, and it does show. So, yeah. Thank you for all watching, and until next time.